Victoria, and today, as I promised in the last video, I want to tell you about all the horrors of mental hospital. I've been in mental hospital for about 1 month, and it was the most bad month in my life. So I went an ambulance took me to hospital, and I went to emergency room. In emergency room sat a doctor who asked me questions to know what was wrong with me, and he had to decide which department I will go in the hospital. He asked me some questions, some strange questions. I told him I had an eating disorder, bulimia, and I had panic attacks, and I felt like crazy. I thought I had schizophrenia, and I told him that recently my life was like I'm in computer game. And he asked some funny and strange question. He asked me if it was a game where you win or when you fail. As I remember, I didn't answer these questions. It was strange. So when we finished, we filled all the documents, and some nurse checked me. She checked my weight, made some tests, and then she gave me some of my belongings, and gave me a bathrobe and something like a dress. It was so disgusting. It was smelly, very bad. Then I went to a department of the clinic. They showed me my bed, and orderly asked me if I could make my bed on my own. I could do it. It wasn't lucky for me. I went to hospital on Friday, but the doctors came only on Monday. So I slept with tranquilizers 2 nights, and nobody checked me, and nothing happened except sleeping, talking with another patients, and eating. I can say the food was so disgusting. It was in aluminum dishes. They didn't give us forks or knives. They just gave us spoons, and that's all. It was disgusting. We only had a one-time shower a day. Many patients had so bad smell. It was so disgusting. I hope I will never ever go again to this place. So in the hospital, it was something like occupation therapy. We had to clean the rooms, toilets, and something like that, because orderly didn't want to do it, and they gave us some food, let us take a shower more than 1 time a day. They gave us hot water, something like that. There was no water in the hospital, so we drank the water from the toilet, from the shower. When I end up my therapy, I looked disgusting. I lost some hair. My face and my body was in the red spots, and I lost more 2 kilos in the hospital. So when you come to a mental hospital, first step is the observation room. The observation room, you are not allowed to leave it, so you can just sit in the room, sleep. You can only go to toilet, shower, and to cafeteria. I want to tell you about my first or my second day in the hospital. Every day they took new patients, and the second day of my being in the hospital, they took a girl. She was unconscious, and they put her on the bed, and she became conscious. She started to move like crazy. She started to hit her head by the mantel piece of the bed, and orderlies started to fix her. And she started to cry. You know, it was like in the films, in the horror movies about exorcists. She was like possessed of the devil, really. It was so scary. Every patient in the room was scared to sleep. So when she woke up, she asked what year it was. So she had so big problem. I have to say that I went to a department where had to be people with depression, with panic attacks, with not big problem, but there was people who called pain patients with schizophrenia and something like that, with a deviation in the department. There were the girl, she was 16 years old. She had a family where her brothers and sisters suicided. So it was so poor girl. There was another girl who walked there and back in the room, and she came to me and asked, "What are you reading?" And then she walked away and walked back to me and asked again, "What are you reading?" It can be 50 times a day or more. It was crazy. When I get out of the hospital, I felt like I feel better. I feel worse than it was before. I couldn't think. It was silence in my head. I hadn't any thoughts. It was hard to talk. I was so bad, in a bad condition. What else? I want to talk about my psychiatrist. It was a woman, and it was awful. She, you know, when you come to psychotherapist and you talk to him or her, you want some support, but it wasn't. any support. It was just condemnation and no empathy. It was so hard, it was really impossible to like her. She knew everything about me, and the reason why I spent so long time in the hospital, it was my eating disorder. I didn't gain weight, and they didn't know what was wrong with me. So it was crazy. You really become more crazy, not because you're crazy in this place, you become crazy because of environment, because of being patient. For example, there was a girl who prayed and nothing could stop her except tranquilizers. It was the girl who asked for injections because she told that she said that demons torture her. So it was disgusting experience. It was one of the worst months of my life, but I'm happy. I got through it, and it's in the past for me. I'm really happy about that. It made me stronger, and now I'm feeling good. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm waiting for your questions. Tell me, what about, should I tell in the next video? I can tell you, I think, about eating disorder because it's a big problem. I'm still going through it. So goodbye, see you in my next video.